What is up, everybody? It's me, Duke Farley, back at it again here on Lost at Sea, and we are coming back with another Lost at Sea draft. This is the sixth edition of the Lost at Sea drafts. Um, and we are back, and we have a new guest on the podcast. First time showing up, we have Nathan, who is Logan's fiance. Nathan, welcome to
Hey,
the
keep the
pod.
ring.
How are you?
Keep the
How are
ring.
you doing?
I'm doing great. Very excited to be here. So excited to talk about Thanksgiving. So
Yes.
thankful. So giving.
What are you most
So
thankful for?
hungry. Um, the food. The food that we're
Yes.
going to be picking today. The
Yes.
delicious foods.
Whoa, crotch
Oh
shot.
my,
Uh,
that's right in
um,
there.
I just want to make sure that, listen, Nathan, it's great to have you, but I just don't want any collusion happening. You guys are in the same place,
Oh, not to worry. I mean, I am pretty positive he has stolen one of my ideas that I gave him yesterday, but he definitely has not allowed me to look into what he's chosen at all.
Can I add something to that? Since we're all just talking our truths here, Nathan volunteered that information, and I went, "That's a great idea," and that's on him. That's the thing with the draft. You got to play your cards close to your chest. Rookie here doesn't know the rules, so that's on him.
And that's why I was a little bit worried for Tess. Tess was supposed to be joining us tonight. She kind of just let her entire list into the chat before she even got on. So I was worried. I don't know if that's what played into her maybe not being here tonight.
Did she really?
Yeah.
But yeah.
He started
You did,
listing Thanksgiving items. It was
She was
Logan,
like,
you,
she was like, is this a Thanksgiving item? I was like, that's clearly a Thanksgiving item.
Logan, you alluded to it. You got to play your cards close to the vest. Logan, do you think that, mine, yours, and Patrick's list might overlap due to the fact that we've had so many Thanksgivings together?
Definitely, there's a lot of Farley staples that I think are unique and special to our family. Like I know at every Thanksgiving, Duke's gobbling some mashed potatoes. So like that's gonna be shocking to see if he can't get that on his list. But
And cheesecake. And don't forget the cheesecake.
and cheesecake.
I mean, Cheesecake Gate might be one of the craziest stories.
Farley
Patrick,
stories of all.
Patrick, you brought it up. You brought up the categories. Dessert is going to be one of the categories. You mentioned cheesecake. I don't know if that'll go in this one, but we do have categories here today, guys. We are doing an entree, two sides, a dessert, and a miscellaneous item. I'm interested to see how that miscellaneous kind of comes into play. But Pat, how are you? It's been a while since we last spoke. You were the last one on the pod with the Big Brother 26 coverage. How have you been, man?
I've been good. I've been great. I'm very excited. I'm going to be seeing you guys very soon. I'm hopping on a flight back to New Jersey. I'm excited to spend Thanksgiving with you guys and just hang out and be bros all together again.
Yeah. And speaking of bros, I think it's time, guys. I think it's time for us to jump in to the wheel.
Look at this. I like that
Yep.
you're sharing our screen, that we don't have to just take your word for it. You are.
Yep. Listen,
Make
Nathan,
choice, yeah.
the first time we did this, Logan and Patrick did not like that I was just coming up with the order. So this
Well, I
is
mean, first of all, that's like stealing a whole cheesecake for yourself. You just don't do it.
Pat, how many times are you gonna work that into?
All right,
How
all
many
At least 2 more times.
All right. So if this lands on you, you're gonna have the selection of where you want to select in the draft. So this is crucial, guys. Who's ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Me.
I'm so scared.
Oh my God.
Yes, sir!
What do you know?
Let's fucking go.
What do you know? Pat, you are up first. You have the pick of the litter here. You can go wherever you want. Where do you want to go, Pat?
Give me 4.
Wow.
Bold choice. He wants 2 in a row.
Maybe talk about why you're going fourth, Pat.
I think, the back half of this draft is going to be the most important. And so to get 2 off the gate, towards the end, I think that's important. I think I mapped out everything perfectly if I had 4. So
Wow, you know how this draft is going from start to finish.
I can fucking tell.
All right. Next up, let's see who's next, guys.
That is shocking.
That was shocking.
That is shocking.
That was
You
a
guys didn't
surprise.
think that's what was going to happen?
No.
Oh my God, this is close.
Well, it's gotta be.
Oh.
So the Twins take the first two selections here. Logan, you're up. Where are you going, bro?
I'm going to take the number 1 spot. Thank you.
Oh my God. What are you thinking, Logan? Why are you going with that?
I'm thinking that there is a staple in every Thanksgiving meal that I really want to lock down as my anchor. I'm playing it safe this time around because every time I follow my heart, the fans lead me down and let me down. So I want to make sure that I am locking down my first choice.
But Logan, you never play it safe. You're always on here just kind of winging it, if you will.
Yeah, and that hasn't. Look at where that's gotten me. So.
Yeah, no wins. But Nathan, it's down to me and you now.
Me.
And it's going to be you, Nathan. Where would you like to choose? You can have the second or third spot. We're going to be in the middle.
I would like to have the third spot.
Okay. Nathan is going third. So that means that I will be going second. So we have the order. We have Logan, me, Nathan, Pat. All right. Logan, have you ever had the first pick?
No.
How does it feel, man?
Horny. I'm horny for it, actually.
Yo, pause. Ayo, pause.
Yeah, and I think that Thanksgiving meals.
Okay, here we go into the monologue.
Hey, Pat, it's a podcast. We have to talk.
Oh my God.
Babe,
Yeah, talk, not yap or gum.
babe, can you say something to him? Like,
He's been watching that new Kristen Bell show where she has a podcast and he's feeling inspired. So
That's a good show, by the way.
it's great. It's a great show. He just started watching it today, I think, yesterday.
are you gonna defend me or not?
All right.
anyways, I think that Thanksgiving meals have so much to offer. They give so much. There's such variety, and it means a lot to people. But there's one iconic dish that I think is a must. I'm gonna pick my entree first, and I want turkey. Give me turkey.
Yeah.
Face the franchise.
It's the face of the franchise. You're right.
It's probably the most synonymous with, Thanksgiving.
I think that's the immediate first thought when you think of Thanksgiving is turkey.
Turkey.
And so I think, yeah.
Is it too boring? That's my thing. Is it too boring?
Yes.
Who actually likes turkey? It's the driest of all the poultry. It's the least fatty. It's disgusting.
That
It's
is
the worst. Also, full tea, cooking a whole turkey how you traditionally do it, disgusting. Because it's going to be all kinds of different temperatures, all kinds of different drynesses and wetnesses, and I don't like turkey.
Okay, I hear you, but can I also pose a question to the group? If you had your first choice, would your first choice not be turkey?
no. But that's gonna stay for the fourth spot, and that's why I so I mean, Logan, you got to go turkey number one. I'm not shocked by the pick. I think Turkey's a franchise player, but I think we live in a modern time. We live in a complex. I mean, hey,
Pause.
complex society that maybe Turkey's outrun. But you know what? It's true. When you're growing up and it's Thanksgiving, you do a little hand turkey and things you're grateful for. It's not just the food; it is the face of the franchise. And so I get it. But as a food, I agree with Nathan. It's a little outdated.
I also once read an article that historians kind of question whether they actually ate turkey at the first Thanksgiving. So
It's a lot of blowback.
We could be living a lie.
that's right. Mm-hmm.
Nathan, when you were growing up and you had Thanksgiving at the house, was turkey always the main entree? Not to give away any other picks, but
It was turkey always, and I was never a big fan of. I still to this day have never been a big fan of turkey, and I have always been much more of a side person on Thanksgiving. I'm there for
But
the
you're
sides
gonna-
more so.
but you're
I
gonna-
will eat turkey because it's the only main course available. I mean, unless you go to an Italian Thanksgiving where they usually have pasta, which is great. But if you don't
could
go to
be
Italian,
that could be picked later on.
could be picked later on. But usually turkey is the only main course.
Yeah.
And so I have inevitably eaten turkey.
Now, Nathan, you mentioned that you're more of a side guy. And, I am up here with the second pick, and I'm looking at the board, and the big entree went off first. I kind of anticipated that. So I think I'm gonna dip into the sides with my first pick.
Not a bad choice.
And there's two I think that are pretty much, they're round one picks, and I got to get one. And I think Logan mentioned it before we even started recording.
Yeah.
I'm a mashed potato guy.
Yeah.
I'm a mashed potato guy. I like my mashed potatoes. There's different ways that mashed potatoes could be made that make them even more elite.
What's
But yeah,
What's your ideal? Not so. Which are you picking, and what's your ideal potato form for Thanksgiving?
so I'm just gonna say mashed potatoes.
Classic. Butter.
Classic mashed potatoes. And the consistency I like is obvious is, sometimes you get the chunks of potato in the mashed potatoes. I like it a little bit more creamy.
Do you like that? Do you like it when there's like skin still in there or no skin?
No skin
Got
for
it.
me. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I'm going mashed potatoes. What do you guys think? Do you think that I'm on point with that being like
Yeah,
a Thanksgiving
totally.
staple?
I think that
Yeah.
that is like
One
was
of the best
obviously going to be
sides.
one of the first four chosen.
Surprised it didn't go before in the first slot, or was turkey just you had?
I thought turkey was kind of the inevitable first.
Yeah, I just for me personally, like obviously mashed potato is an iconic side. I really wanted a strong anchor, and I knew with entrees it was hard because turkey is such a staple of the main entree
Yeah.
that if I have a strong entree, I think I can finagle my way through.
Yeah,
Sure. Sure. With that being said, we're gonna go to Nathan, who has the third overall pick. So you're up.
So Logan has taken the most iconic main course, obviously, which means that we're all going to be taking some kind of like secondary main course that is not really the staple of Thanksgiving. You have also taken one of the most popular sides, but there are like so many great sides you could have at Thanksgiving. But there are less desserts, I think, that are like iconic Thanksgiving desserts. And so I'm going to choose a dessert. And I'm going to have to go with like the classic all-American apple pie.
Yeah.
The nice lattice over the top. Golden brown.
Damn.
We have a visceral reaction from Pat right off the bat.
As soon as I heard dessert, I was like, my number one pick, my first round picks off the board. But kind of a shocker there. I mean, some argue that apple pie is maybe a 4th of July, all American dessert. But I mean,
that shocked. That shook me to my.
Well,
way
guys,
to make an impact on your first draft, Nathan. That's he's playing to his strengths, but
he's not
didn't see it coming
because he doesn't eat desserts.
I don't eat desserts.
Here's the thing, like I know where you're going with this, Patrick, but I think apple pie definitely plays at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
There's always one.
It plays. Maybe a third round pick.
Oh, wow, he's bullying you. He's bullying you.
I'm not bullying. Hey, it's Nathan's first draft. I'm glad he's here, and I'm glad he's going to be my future brother-in-law. So. Well, he's part of the family now. So this is what happens. We give shit. You give shit.
I need a replay of Pat's reaction on that.
Oh.
Good. Nathan, I think that's a solid pick.
I think that there's like 2 or 3 very iconic Thanksgiving desserts. Apple pie is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
There are just so many sides we could choose from. That's why I decided to go dessert first. I wanted to make sure I got one of those couple very select desserts. You know what I mean?
I like it. I like
Yeah.
what you did there. Um, yeah, I think it plays. Pat, you get the infamous back to back here.
The
You are going
back.
to finish
This is
off the
what
round one, go into round two.
this is what we're going with. Still on the board. I think I'm also going dessert mindset. I got a sweet tooth, and I think the most iconic, personally for me, dessert. It's got to be pumpkin pie. You just get done stuff in your face. There's always going to be a pumpkin pie there. And pumpkin pie doesn't make an appearance often. So when pumpkin pie is on the table, it's a good day in the office. It's reliable and it's a good one for me.
100%.
Did you
Look,
think that maybe the reason pumpkin pie doesn't appear more often is because there's another pie that is just more popular amongst the American public?
More versatile for sure.
Yeah.
No, more versatile, but on special. I mean, I forgot. I thought we were doing a Thanksgiving draft, not a versatile draft. Pumpkin pie is Thanksgiving, no matter what way you shake it. So,
you know what, guys? I did not think going into this that Pat was going to be bullying Nathan here. That's
I'm
crazy.
not bullying it. I'm just saying that. How do you? All right. Yeah. All right.
Is it 'cause
Logue,
he's gay?
Logue, you had gun to your head. You're at Thanksgiving. What are you having? You're having a slice of apple or you're having a slice of pumpkin?
That's a really interesting question because as a child I did not enjoy pumpkin pie at all. In my adult life, I love pumpkin pie.
So pumpkin pie, got it.
Well, this also brings up a very interesting point, which is something that I have thought about a lot in my draft of, am I trying to make the Thanksgiving I want or the Thanksgiving I think is going to win this competition? Because frankly, I far prefer pumpkin pie to apple pie, but I think that apple pie is a more popular dish than pumpkin pie.
That is crazy. For
I agree.
Thanksgiving though?
Yeah, I think so.
And Nathan,
That's crazy.
you brought up a conundrum that we've been dealing with on these drafts from the beginning. Do we go with our hearts or do we go with what's going to win? And
Right.
I think Logan can attest to the heart. I can attest to the win. And Pat's kind of somewhere in the middle.
Well, Duke also kind of makes the thumbnails. I mean, kind of in his favor.
Yeah.
This guy's a thumbnail truther guy. Oh
It's
my
all
God.
it's all about the thumbnails.
Conspiracy theorist Pat over in freaking
I'm just
California right
saying,
now.
I'm just saying.
Laying it on the
it might
edit.
be-
Mhm.
We are diving into round two, and Pat, you are up. What are you going to pair with your pumpkin pie?
So, Nathan made a great point. It's there's so many sides to pick, and I'm gonna go with my personal. This is the thing. I love pumpkin pie. I'm also gonna go for my heart and something that I enjoy outside of Thanksgiving, even though I think it's a very Thanksgiving based thing, and that's sweet potato casserole. We're going with my
Mm.
mom.
Sick.
Wow.
When I first moved to Los Angeles, all I made was sweet potato casserole because it was the one thing I could. It was weird. It's a weird thing to make in July, but I made it. I've been eating sweet potato casserole forever because I love sweet potato casserole. I love sweet potatoes. And mom's got a fucking killer recipe for every time there's sweet potato
Yes.
casserole, I'm devouring it. So I'm going double sweet, baby.
So, does your mother make sweet potato casserole with marshmallows on top or with something else on top?
No, she does like brown sugar.
Oh my God, that's what I don't think I've ever had. I must have. I've been at your mom's house for three
One.
Thanksgiving.
No, you only been there for one.
Really?
Yeah, the first one.
She does
Oh,
the brown sugar. She does the brown sugar. And
That's
she
what
does
my mom does
the
too, and I
crunches.
so
With
much
the-
prefer that to the marshmallow.
Oh, 100%.
Same.
100%.
But that's like a kind of unpopular opinion.
I guess
Really?
so.
People often people think I'm crazy when I say I prefer the brown sugar like crumbly topping over marshmallow.
I love the crumble
I
topping.
love it. I
Me
can't get enough of
too.
it. Some could argue that, Pat, you
Oh,
could have put that
really?
in your dessert
No
category.
way.
I don't know. They usually serve it with dinner, so
Mhm.
It is incredibly sweet, but I am very much a proponent that is a side dish as well that you serve with dinner.
Yeah, some people like to try to fit things into different categories and draft them, and
Yeah, I feel
sometimes
like that person's you. Clearly, I mean, Mister. I think I brought up the thumbnail and you got angry. All right, whatever.
listen. We're seeing a little bit of a run on sides. I'm wondering if Nathan, with your pick, you are going to keep that going.
Okay.
So you are up next with your second pick.
Yes. So I'm also gonna do a side now.
Here we
And
go.
I had to decide between two. I have two choices.
Go with your heart, babe.
I'm gonna go with
Do you want to introduce a little bit before you?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, whoa, giving notes on the setting. Jesus Christ.
Another Thanksgiving staple that everybody expects to see on the table, which would be stuffing.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, I prefer a cornbread stuffing.
Okay.
Ooh.
Have you guys ever had a cornbread stuffing?
I don't think we have.
I think we've only had the Stouffer's box.
Well, cornbread stuffing is very similar. I think it's more of a southern thing, but it is incredible. I mean, it's stuffing, but imagine incorporating cornbread into that deliciousness already.
I mean, Logan just yawning during his stuffing presentation. Kind of crazy move on your part. But
Super rude by Logue. Super rude.
super rude by Logan. Giving him notes. Tell him to give a monologue before the presentation.
I think Logan might have eaten some of his first pick of turkey and almost fell asleep there.
Yeah.
Almost a little food coming there.
What's that called?
It's so filling.
Tryptophan.
Tryptophan, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else on stuffing, guys?
I think it's a good pick. I think it's
That's a good
pick.
And I think it's also it's somewhat versatile because you can make it inside. I mean, I don't have turkey, but you theoretically could make it inside of the turkey, or you could make it outside of the turkey. And they're kind of different flavor profiles, slightly different textures.
Yeah, it's always there too. It's like when out stuffing's there. When you think turkey, you think stuffing.
You think stuffing.
You think stuffing.
You do. And listen, guys, I'm up next. And see, the thing with this draft is there's categories, right? There's categories. And I'm looking at who's taking what and who's after me. And Logan is going to have two picks right after me. And he has taken an entree.
That's right.
So I think I'm going to skip the entree here. And I'm going to double down on sides. I'm going to be dangerous.
Right. Don't let him get his favorite sides.
And I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take one that I think it's a new player to the game. I think that only recently it's been kind of a staple in Thanksgiving dinners, but it is also eaten year round. I'm going mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Ooh, I did have that on my list. As a
Me as
possibility.
well.
Do you think I'm on point with saying that that's only recently kind of been in Thanksgiving?
I think a lot of families do that. I just think our family didn't do that.
I am the same way. That I think a lot of people do. I don't think I've ever had mac and cheese at Thanksgiving, but I think a lot of people do, and I think it does fit in the kind of flavor profile of Thanksgiving.
And when you're having a big Thanksgiving meal, you know, the kiddos sometimes are picky eaters. Mac and cheese, everybody eats mac and cheese. You know, it literally everyone in the house can eat mac and cheese. You know, it's a good pleaser of all ages.
Are you like doing like a baked mac and cheese or regular mac and cheese? Like
my preferred is baked. My preferred would be baked.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Breadcrumbs on top.
Agreed.
I think if you're doing mac and cheese at Thanksgiving, you go the extra mile. You don't box stuff. You
Agreed.
make sure,
We're not having craft.
No, you put a little bit more into it.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm really happy with that. I'm really happy with it. It's going to be a heavy carbs there with mashed potatoes and, you know, mac and cheese.
I mean, Thanksgiving is always heavy carbs.
Yeah, that's the point.
You know, but it's going to be delicious.
That's right.
But Logan, you are now up with the back-to-back. So, you know, you got the big dog in turkey. Where are you going now?
Interesting. I definitely want to get a side in there that I feel strong and confident about. I'm kind of debating, do I want to do two sides, get my sides that I want, and kind of risk the rest? I'm scared, guys. I'm scared. I really don't know how to play this.
You look
Also,
You also what?
you also have to think Patrick and I have already locked in our desserts. Although I guess we could take another dessert for miscellaneous. So
Yeah.
I was
could
going to
really
say don't worry about that. But
I can really load
Load up on
I might just do it out of spite if you don't do it.
But I think the first thing that I need to lock down is a side.
Sure.
So I'm gonna get green bean casserole.
Yeah.
It's a must. It's a staple, I think, on Thanksgiving. You need some green beans. I love the green bean casserole mom makes. Yeah, it's a classic. I think it's a must.
Is green bean casserole anybody's favorite side?
Definitely not.
Not
That's
even
what I was
close.
gonna, Nathan. That's what I was gonna say.
That's what I
You
was
know,
gonna say as well.
Probably doesn't even
green
make
bean
my plate.
casserole today. This is green bean casserole. Oh, thank you. Here you go. Not even putting some. No thanks. I'm good. Give me some more sweet potato casserole. That's what I say. But
Yeah,
no.
'cause that is what I think. Is that
I don't
like,
think Patrick's eaten a vegetable in the last 6 years. So.
Hey, enough. Don't throw that in there. Look at this. I get plenty of sun and eat
Patrick's
vegetables.
made sweet potato casserole and pumpkin pie. So I don't think
Nom 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 nom.
a lot of root vegetables?
The fact
Now-
that you said I haven't eaten a vegetable in years is crazy work. Okay. All right.
All right. Yeah.
And that sums up the pick.
Logan, I just feel like you kind of wanted a side and just kind of threw that out there. I feel like you're not really confident with the green bean casserole.
No, I am. I mean, like, we need a vegetable, guys. We have to eat some sort of vegetable at Thanksgiving. If you don't have any sort of vegetable, you're like your chest is gonna hurt. You know what I mean?
I will say, if nothing else, green bean casserole does bring a color to the Thanksgiving table that is definitely needed, because Thanksgiving is traditionally a pretty beige holiday. It's like lots, like we were talking about, lots of carbs. It's very lots of browns, and green bean casserole is a nice additional color.
Yeah.
It's definitely always at Thanksgiving.
If nothing else, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It shows up.
Okay, well, my turn again.
Yes.
I think I'm gonna do another side.
You're gonna run it back.
I think I'm gonna double down on my sides and just get that out of the way. Give me dinner rolls.
Yeah,
Ooh.
delicious.
Okay.
Yeah. Good.
Do you want to kind of expand on that? Like, is there a specific kind of roll, or is it are we just going kind of generic?
So at our family Thanksgiving, we always have a Hawaiian roll. I don't want.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's
I
kind
think
of
of Hawaiian rolls is much more of a Christmas.
interesting.
Christmas.
But that's
roll.
the thing. In this draft, I'm gonna pick a regular schmegular dinner roll, because then
Okay.
you can make the little sandwiches with it on your plate. You can put a little turkey, a little green bean casserole, a little cranberry sauce in there, a little Sammy. Yeah, and I think that you need to have some sort of bread or roll on your Thanksgiving plate. I think it's mandatory almost. So give me dinner roll.
Love that.
Now, I just want to make a clarifying question. Does that mean other types of rolls are available to still be chosen?
Would Hawaiian roll be available? Is that what you're asking? Something like a Hawaiian roll?
Something like it, yeah. Or
Yeah.
I think no. I think if you were going to do some sort of dessert roll, like a cinnamon bun or something for some reason, I think that could be allowed. But I think any kind of side
Yeah.
is not. I think
Yeah.
that
Oh, I think
That's
if you
fair.
roll then Hawaiian roll, it's like
yeah.
really-
yeah. So, that's so
They-
interesting.
they
They sell
serve-
that Hawaiian rolls for
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We always had. My mom would always get the rolls from Costco, which came in like this giant bag.
Yeah, those rolls look good.
And I
it's
remember-
5 on the boom meter.
That's right. Mm-hmm. And I remember when I was like in middle school, my brother was.
Which by the way, the next draft we got to get Nathan's brother on here.
Oh yeah, he would love this.
He would love.
Is that the one that does Among Us with us on Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that guy.
Shout out Robbie.
He's always got such good sus.
That's right.
Yeah.
But my brother, was constantly eating everything in the house. And I remember one year it was like near Thanksgiving, and my mom had gotten Costco rolls, dinner rolls, and my parents used to keep food in the garage because it was like cold there and things wouldn't go bad, and the dinner rolls were there. And my mom came in like screaming that someone had eaten all the Costco dinner rolls, and she was like, "Robbie, I know it was you," and he was like, "I didn't do it," and like. I mean, for days she was like railing against him, and then like a week later, my dad found a whole bunch of mice in the garage. Turns out that they ate all the dinner rolls, and then my brother really had not done it. Yeah, but my brother brings that up pretty much every single Thanksgiving about dinner
As he
rolls.
should.
Because
As
my
he
mom still gets those dinner rolls every Thanksgiving, and
They bring memories.
that's right.
Robbie
They
and the
tear
Rumble.
families apart, but also bring them together.
Much like you can tear a dinner roll apart and put it back together.
Guys, this is elite.
We're
That
off, guys. We're on fire tonight.
But anyways, I'm feeling good about my side choices. I think that we're getting a real well-rounded meal here.
Yeah, I think you're building something for sure. You're definitely building something. But that leaves me up for my third round pick here. I got my two sides. And now I see that Logan's not gonna be able to pick a dessert before me if I want to. So, you know, I do risk, Pat and Nathan potentially doubling down on it, but I'm gonna let it slide. And I'm gonna go with my entree. The only other entree that I really even ever think of, other than turkey, um, at Thanksgiving is ham. So I'm gonna take my protein as ham. I think that kind of, Nathan and Pat, you guys are gonna have to get a little bit creative now.
Mhm.
I mean, ham's a good number two. Arguably, when Christmas comes around, ham's always the option, but it's a good number two to sub in. If people are fed up with turkey,
Yeah.
ham's a solid two, possibly one pick.
Although
Yeah,
I
I'm
will
excited.
say also
It's
ham,
simply not a one pick.
ham
Let's just
is also not the most exciting meat out there. Like
It's
if I'm
not.
choosing any kind of entree meat to be the centerpiece of a dinner that is like not related to any kind of holiday or anything, I am never going to choose turkey or ham. They're both just kind of very vanilla picks, I think.
Why do you think it is that we do turkey and ham on Thanksgiving then? If the meats are so like blah.
Because turkey is because it's traditional. Because turkeys are native to the United States, and Ben Franklin wanted the turkey to be our national bird, and blah 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 blah. So, and people think that the Pilgrims ate turkey for Thanksgiving, which may or may not have happened. And then ham, I would guess it's just a more plentiful meat is why people eat it, and probably and a cheaper meat. But I don't actually know.
But I think it's just tastier.
I like that. I like that you said plentiful. It's a more plentiful meat than turkey. I like that.
Yeah. Or I mean, like more plentiful meat than like and cheaper years and years and years ago when the particularly like Christmas tradition of ham started. Probably easier for people to come by pig meat than like cow meat or stuff that would have been more expensive. Would be my guess.
Yeah, so also cost effective.
Yeah. I have no idea if that's true. That's just my guess.
In the third round, I think it's a steal here. And what I'll say is I'm more interested to see what gets drafted in the entree category next.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's where you're going, Nathan, but you are on the clock next.
Yeah, I am gonna go with entree.
Okay.
I have quite a few options for sides. Logan has done both of his sides. You've done one side. Pat has
I've done two.
Oh, you've done two sides. You've also done two sides.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm not super worried about losing the side. I'm also not super worried about losing my entree, but that's okay. I'm going to do the entree, which is also poultry, could very well fit in at Thanksgiving, is, I believe, the king of the poultry, the fattiest of the fowl, which would be roasted duck.
Ooh, I love duck.
Okay, talk more about that.
Have you guys ever had duck, first of all?
No.
Oh my God,
So
you
good.
have to
You
have
have
it.
to have duck.
It is truly the best bird you can eat. It's so good.
So
Duck is the fattiest of any bird that we eat. And so it's like so tender. It's the only, I think, maybe goose also, but you can't get salmonella in duck. And so you can cook it medium rare.
Thank God.
And it is just so tender, so fatty, so incredible. Oh my God, the skin of a duck is incredible. It's just amazing. I would choose it over any other kind of poultry if it wasn't so expensive.
100%. And you know, I think Nathan, it's a great pick, but I think you're going to run into that problem there. It's more of an elitist pick.
Sure.
For the entree, it's not an everyman entree, but you know,
It is very tasty.
it's when you pay the big bucks, you get a good meal.
That's right.
When you stay at Quisisana, you get to eat.
And I
that.
also want to.
But you say
I
it
wanna
puts
make sure. And I also think that it's important that you see the through line because my side was stuffing, which should also go inside of a duck as easily as it could go inside of a turkey. So we
Wow.
do have like a full meal. It's not separate items that I am drafting
Wow.
here.
Now, is that are you talking about maybe like the formation of a turducken?
No, I've never had a turducken, and I don't think I'm interested in participating. I would rather just have the duck, and you can keep the turkey.
That's fair. That's fair. Roasted duck, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, did not come up in my research. And I'm
It's
happy
incredible.
that that the surprise of the roasted duck
Yeah.
made it onto draft. It's Nathan, you brought a different flavor.
That's right.
100%.
Now, Pat, you are up and you are going back to back again.
All right. So I'm very excited about this next pick. I'm going the miscellaneous category.
Oh my
I
God.
don't think this fits as a full side, but it is essential to Thanksgiving dinner. It's what holds everything together. It's the glue guy. It's my 3 pick. It's gravy, baby.
Oh,
I was
nice.
wondering if this was going to come up as a side or in the miscellaneous category.
Gotta be, because you can't just have gravy. I mean, sometimes I think about just drinking the whole thing, but you put in that cute little ladle, dump it on everything. The biggest problem with turkey, it's dry. Mashed potatoes. Who eats mashed potatoes just by themselves? No, you put some gravy on there. Gravy is essential. It's arguably one of the most important things about a Thanksgiving meal, and to have that as my 3 pick, I'm happy.
It is interesting, also, though, I will say, because typically gravy is made from the turkey drippings, but you don't have a turkey.
Well, no, I don't have a turkey, but I also don't have fancy schmancy duck either. So I'm an everyman, and every man loves gravy.
Now, Pat,
I actually didn't know that gravy was made from a turkey drippings. So
I think it usually is. It's like, isn't it like turkey drippings and like cornstarch? That's like all it is, I think, to thicken it.
I don't.
I'm
Maybe
not really sure where they make it, but whatever they make it out, whatever they make it out, it's really good. Now, guys, my question is, say Patrick were to have used, do you think Patrick could have put this as his side, or do you think it only fits into the miscellaneous category?
I do think he could have, but I actually think it almost would have been a waste as a side because, like Patrick said, you're not going to just like drink gravy alone. And I think that you want your sides to be able to stand alone as something you can consume by itself.
that was the thought process that I had,
Yeah.
personally. But
I like that. I like that.
Now, Duke, when Pat said like you're not going to eat mashed potatoes without gravy, you reacted in some way to that. Do you want to expand upon that?
I do eat mashed potatoes without gravy. I might be a freak. I also eat salad without dressing, so that could be a me thing where I'm a little weird in that.
A little rapid.
But I don't think it's that crazy to not have not have gravy with mashed potatoes, because mashed potatoes you also eat year round and you don't use gravy.
That's an interesting point that I had not thought about before. Gravy is like very specifically Thanksgiving-y, isn't it? But now mashed potatoes not necessarily. Interesting.
Which I think
Could be a pro.
I think it's a pro, because you're getting a pick that you only really eat or consume at Thanksgiving. So I love the pick, Pat. I love what you did there, and I am excited to see what you do next here.
I was in this next pick. We're whittling it down a little bit. Unless
we're in the fourth. We're in the fourth.
We're in the 4th round. Part of me was gonna throw up a Hail Mary at the end, and definitely would have shocked some people. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna play it safe. I like the way this is going. I'm gonna go with my entree. I'm gonna go with my main here. And, there were talks about ziti being thrown in there, but you know what? This is a little bit unconventional. But I think it's the best that we got left, and I think it's a roasted chicken. I think chicken is, Thanksgiving, you don't think chicken, but if ham's off the board, if turkey's off the board, if we take out a loan and we get a duck, then we have duck. But what I think is left out of the meat, nobody's having beef, for Thanksgiving. I think I'm gonna go chicken. It's the lesser man's turkey, but I think it is. If we're talking versatility, chicken goes with kind of everything. It goes.
And you've always
it tastes better than turkey.
And you've always been an underdog, Pat.
And I'm a chicken, and I think the people will see that and be like, "Hey, you know what? Maybe he didn't have enough shillings for some duck, but you know what? He got a chicken for the family, and he's got gravy to toss that motherfucker on." So, I think I'm gonna go chicken. I'm gonna go chicken.
Someone say you don't need gravy for chicken.
I think that's a great choice, Pat. I think it was kind of the best choice out of what is left. You know what I mean?
What is left? What is left? I think the entree picks have been very solid, so it's tough to. Who doesn't have an entree yet? Dude,
we all have one now.
That's my big question, Pat. Is you went entree and you could have got it with the last pick, barring no one went miscellaneous and got roasted chicken. But I have a feeling nobody was going to do that.
I mean, miscellaneous roasted chicken is wild to me.
Second entree.
So that's why I'm like, he could have waited to the end for that, and I think that's when it would have been a steal. But I think you kind of cut yourself short because you might miss out on your second side here that maybe that you wanted. That's the only gripe with the pick, just the location that you did.
I think you wanted chicken. I think that's what you're.
I wasn't even on my mind.
It wasn't on my mind, but I love it.
Kind of shocked it went, but yeah.
All right, and don't do that. Don't pull my legs out from under me.
Years ago, when I was in college, my first boyfriend was
you guys are engaged. Why are you mad?
my first boyfriend was in a fraternity, and he was like in charge of throwing the fraternity's Thanksgiving situation. And I went over the morning it was happening to help him cook, and discovered upon arriving at his apartment that he had purchased a 20-pound frozen turkey that morning with the intention of feeding people like that afternoon with a frozen turkey. And I was like, oh, this will not be ready to be cooked for like a couple of days, probably. And so we ended up going to Walmart and we bought like 5 rotisserie chickens and just like deboned them, and nobody knew. And frankly, we were probably happier because chicken tastes better than turkey. So Pat, honestly, I do think that turkey is the more traditional one. But I would much rather have chicken. I mean, I would much rather have duck than either. But
big duck guy. But
realistically,
I do like chicken. So I think that's a.
Yeah, I think definitely this pick, if you do end up losing the draft, Pat, I think that you're going to look back on this pick and you'll be like, it was the chicken.
Okay, so Duke, here's a question, because now we all have entrees. I guess we do have miscellaneous, but is anybody going to pick another entree for miscellaneous? Who's to say?
I'm not going to give that away, but yep.
Okay, well maybe we can talk about, because I'm curious to hear what you would have picked if you were in Patrick's position instead of chicken.
Well, I think, Nathan, what we do at the end of the draft is we go through the honorable mentions and we can talk about. I'll let you know what I was going to pick there, just in case it gets picked.
Yeah.
I don't foresee it being picked, but you mentioned if it's an Italian Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that was the only other avenue I had kind of foreseen as well. Would be something like that.
And Patrick, being the Italian that he is, that's where I thought he was going, but he went with the chicken.
Correct.
Tommy DeVito, the New York Giants, baby.
So we all have entrees, but Nathan, you were up next.
Yes.
And you were looking for your second side, but you also have miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous. What was I going to do for my second side? Hold on. Hold the phone. Oh yeah. I remember. Okay, so I have the delicious duck. Super fatty, so delicious, incredible. I have the stuffing. You can have it from the bird. You can have it on its own. Also so delicious. And so because as Pat said, duck is like a little bit fancier. We're gonna go with another somewhat fancier side that is also still pretty common and very popular, which is like a cheesy, delicious scalloped potato. Those like discs of
Ooh.
potatoes that just like melt in your mouth, covered in cheese, heavy cream, so good. Also, just like slightly classier than mashed potatoes. A great pairing with some duck.
I will say, in terms of taste, I prefer a scalloped potato over mashed potato. I will, but
love potatoes.
I think that mashed potatoes is more common.
Agreed.
I but to your point, Duke, I feel like if I sit down at the Thanksgiving meal and I don't see regular mashed potatoes, I'm gonna raise some alarms.
Oh yeah, I agree with that, Logan. I totally agree with that. But you wouldn't be mad if there were both.
I love both.
Yeah.
I'd put both on my plate.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think it's a great choice there, Nathan. I think it's a great choice.
And the thing I like about Nathan's pick so far, it's like this Thanksgiving, you know what? I'm wearing a suit jacket. You know,
That's
I'm ready
right.
to be that guy.
You're dressing up.
I'm ready to like, hey, I'm gonna pinky up when I take a sip of
That's
something.
right.
And you know what? I like that because you know what? We don't do this. We don't do this.
Right.
And you know
It's a
what?
special
We class
occasion.
it up, and I think we should class it up a little bit.
Exactly.
Nathan's bringing the classy back to Thanksgiving, and I like that.
It's a special occasion. Why not dress up?
What a privilege.
Why not splurge and buy a duck?
It
Why
should be. It would be nice, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
What?
it would listen, I'm up next and I see Logan is two picks, between me. But I am gonna
What do you
roll.
both still need to pick? Both dessert and
We both need dessert and we both
And
need
miscellaneous.
miscellaneous.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I have a dessert on here that I don't think Logan is gonna pick. So I think I'm gonna dip into my miscellaneous category and I'm gonna roll the dice. I'm gonna roll the dice.
Nice.
And I am gonna go with, because pretty much all three of my picks I feel like are kind of year-round things you can eat. I need something that stands out and is like, we're at Thanksgiving right now.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm going cranberry sauce.
Yeah.
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 I mean, it is a staple. Frankly, it's something I really don't particularly like,
I don't think
I don't
we-
either, Nathan. I
but
don't either.
I do think it is a staple. I think
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things. It's like, cranberry sauce is one of those things you're like, I can't eat it, but I'm glad it's here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that guy. You're like, God, I don't really agree with anything he says, but fuck, you know what? If he wasn't
He
here,
shows up. He
he
shows up.
shows up, and that says something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that it, similar to green bean casserole, it brings a color to the table that you otherwise don't have.
Yeah.
It's a nice red. I also will say that I do like if you have dinner rolls and you're making like little turkey sandwiches with some gravy, with some stuffing. I do like a little cranberry
schmear.
sauce. I do like a
Little
little cranberry
schmear.
sauce on it.
And
With the
here's the thing, I need the straight out of the can. I want to see
Yeah.
the lines in that
Yeah.
basket.
Jiggling.
Mhm.
Jiggling. I want it to be. There's
I
definitely.
want to shake like that cranberry sauce.
Hey now.
Guys,
So
do
you're
you
not-
think
You're
Do you
not doing
think-
like you're not doing the homemade cranberry sauce. You're doing
No.
the store bought. Yeah.
there at any point, the people that run Thanksgiving and like are at the head of the committee, they'll be like, this guy just has lost his fastball. We need to retire the cranberry
him.
sauce.
I don't think it'd be a sad day if that's the case. I never eat or dabble in the cranberry sauce, but god damn it, he's a veteran, and I
That's
love
right. Yeah.
And it would have happened by now, right?
it. Would have.
It would have happened by now.
Yeah, correct.
Listen,
Are cranberries
think-
native to the United States? Why are they so popular on Thanksgiving? I don't know.
I just
I-
hope he never came to the cleats.
yeah, I needed something that screamed, okay, we're at a Thanksgiving dinner, and I think that kind of brings that element to my draft, and
Brings
I'm happy
it.
about it. With that being said, Logan, you are up, and you are going to finish your
Wow.
draft here, finishing out the round 4 and going into round 5.
Yeah. Okay. Amazing.
Nathan's excited for that. He's
It's just-
questioning what's
it's just
going
where
on.
He's
gonna
one
steal
of these
something.
Things is I believe he's gonna steal my idea.
I'm not stealing. because I'm
You
not
had the
saying-
opportunity. You had the opportunity to get
You
it.
had the opportunity,
I know.
and you knew.
Well, it's,
Yeah. Let's
just,
talk.
yeah.
I'm
First
excited to hear
things
this.
first, I'm gonna do my dessert first. My
Yes.
round it up with some dessert. Give me mommy's homemade chocolate chip cookies.
Oh.
Interesting.
Ooh, okay.
Chocolate chip cookies.
I want chocolate chip-
Doesn't scream Thanksgiving to me.
No, but I'm having a lot of like Thanksgiving staples. I want something that I really want.
Okay.
On my plate. And that's a chocolate chip cookie.
Interesting.
And I'm trying to think of like what other desserts are like
Hmm.
iconic Thanksgiving staples. To me,
That's interesting.
Oh.
Because when I think of Thanksgiving dessert, I immediately think of three, very specific, two of which have already been chosen.
I'm just not a pie guy.
Is the third a pie?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm just I don't like that. And like
Yeah.
like,
I don't know, Logan. It's like chocolate chip cookies. What is it? Tuesday? Like there's
it is currently.
I know, but it's like it's an every you can have that anytime. It doesn't scream
But
things.
here's the thing, Pat. Let me ask you this.
I don't think you could defend it, Logan, but let's hear it.
Let me ask you this. You go up to the dessert table, obviously you're getting the pumpkin pie. Obviously you're getting the apple pie. You're gonna throw a chocolate chip cookie on there.
I'm gonna throw it in, but if it's like one of my last thoughts, it's like
You're not going to talk about it on the ride home.
nobody's being like, hey, how about those chocolate chip cookies? No,
Right.
it's like
I think if it wasn't there, you'd be disappointed. I think it really rounds out a dessert table. I really do.
Logan, I just want to point this out here. I'm looking at your draft and I'm seeing three real boring picks, man. I'm seeing turkey, I'm seeing a dinner roll, and I'm seeing a chocolate chip cookie right now.
you better wow us with this side.
Green bean casserole.
Guys, whoa. I think what's happening here is you're really scared because I got turkey and you're trying to diminish my plate. And
Sure.
that's really fucked up.
I just want to see if Nathan can help you with what you're going to steal right now.
Nathan's still not gonna like this, but let's go miscellaneous. And Nathan and I were talking about this.
No, I was talking to Logan to clarify the rules of this, and then asked something about an idea I had, and then he went, "Well, that's a great idea," and is now kind of going to roll with that punch.
I'm gonna roll with that punch because honestly, Nathan knew I was gonna roll with that punch, and he decided he wasn't worried about it. So it obviously wasn't too much. And miscellaneous, we were talking about it. We were like, "What is miscellaneous? What can we do?" And
It is somewhat non-specific. Of a
it's
category.
non-specific of a category, so which is why I'm gonna pick this. And it's less of something you can eat, more of a vibe. Give me the Macy Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Pat, how do you feel about this? We've never had a veto. Pat, how do you feel about this? Because
So I want to say that
Yeah,
I
Nathan.
was talking to him, and I was like, "What does miscellaneous mean? Does it have to be a food item, or could it be like a more traditional like Thanksgiving activity or item?" And then he kind of went.
I mean,
I think in the chat, which Nathan, you were not in.
I was
so
not
all
in, which
all
is
the
fine.
information was that you got from Logan is what I know that's what you ran with, but I believe in the chat I said specifically miscellaneous is one of the other categories you could pick twice.
Oh, I do not remember that.
I think maybe we should throw
Let's
that.
pull up the receipt.
Let's pull up the chat. Let's pull up the receipts.
We can
Because
pull the receipts
we're
up.
doing Thanksgiving dinner here, guys. I mean,
I think
I don't
that's
wanna call
I
New
think that
York,
is-
but
I think
goddamn.
that is a mandatory part of Thanksgiving dinner.
I can't
Logan,
eat
if the
parade.
draft title is labeled Thanksgiving Day meal and you have Macy's Day Parade on it, I
It's
mean
a vibe.
I know,
it
but
it might win over one or two voters, but
I feel very strongly about it.
I mean, if I knew we were doing vibes, I wouldn't pick fucking gravy.
I mean, gravy is honestly
Well,
gravy
first
is
of all,
still a solid
yeah.
choice.
But like,
I'm
if
will
we're doing vibes-
I would veto this pick. I would veto it, but we need a majority, which would be three.
but also let's read the text.
I mean, I don't see anything about I don't see anything about um
But initially, it was going to be a drink, but then we said another side.
I thought initially it was still miscellaneous, but only one side and one drink. Is that right?
right, correct.
I think maybe we do miscellaneous category where you can choose whatever. So you don't have to do two sides, but you can pick that with your miscellaneous.
Right, but you said you can do whatever.
And then immediately after that, so you don't have to do two sides, but you can
Depends on how
pick
you
with you can
interpret
pick it
that.
with your miscellaneous.
Well, right. I'm focusing on it can do whatever.
I know, but you
And whatever, guys, whatever happened to creative freedom? Like, what can we think outside the box? Like,
Oh, okay. Right here. If we build a meal, so
build the meal.
it's part of the meal.
How?
You're not eating during the
You
Macy's
eating the
Day
TV?
Parade.
I'm sorry,
You're-
Logan, but I think that you're
I'm
getting
gonna go ahead.
vetoed here. I think
I'm
you're
gonna go
getting
ahead and
vetoed.
veto.
Wow.
I like what you were trying to do. I like that you were thinking outside the box, and I don't want this pick right now to like be a thing in the future drafts where you're not creative. But I think you're gonna have to stick it and pick it with a food item.
That's tough. That's really disheartening, you guys.
Was that your ace in the hole?
Also,
That was your ace in the hole.
I kind of was really excited about it.
again, don't give him credit for being creative. This was my idea.
Yeah,
And I think that
yeah,
also plays into
that's
it,
a
Nathan.
great point, Nathan. Talking about creativity, you stole his idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't going to pick the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, but the idea of thinking of non-food but Thanksgiving tradition.
100%.
Yeah.
If we were doing a Thanksgiving tradition draft, Logan, 100% number one pick. But
No, you guys don't get it. You
I
don't.
know
get
I
it.
think it's kind of bullshit that we're all picking foods here and we're all in the mindset of a dinner, and you're like, "Oh, Macy's Day Parade, but I can't eat a balloon." Crazy.
I'm really disappointed in you guys.
Oh my god.
I'm
But I
I'm
guess
just-
something else.
Oh,
I don't know.
Sour Logie. Sour
Give me
Logie.
pecan pie.
There it is.
Oh,
He's
don't
going-
do that.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
yeah,
Chocolate chip cookies and pecan pie.
yeah. Hope
Now
you're
he's
happy.
Now he's just tanking his draft.
Wow.
I mean, I will say more of a traditional dessert. That is the third dessert I think of
He can't
with
buy.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy because he doesn't even have that in the dessert category. He has it in the he has the cookie in the
Miscellaneous
dessert. And
I
then he
mean,
has
Yeah.
This draft is turning into a mess, and you put some. I just hate that he's doing this.
You're really distraught, Pat.
It's an integrity thing, and you know what? For him to throw creativity in our face and then just casually throw out pecan pie like it's nothing. I like it.
Oh,
It's-
man.
Yeah. It's yeah. Logue, you can't win them all. So Logue, I was that out of spite? You picked the dessert because you knew that I was picking next and I needed a dessert.
It was just the only thing I could think of.
Well, I'm up next with dessert, and I think there's one that in my research, I came across that I thought was interesting, but I'm not going to take it. I'm going to go with something that I don't really know if it's a Thanksgiving staple, really, but it's a Thanksgiving staple in our house.
Mm.
And it was famous because of our grandmother.
Yeah, I knew you were
Not
going.
Nana, but Mammy.
No way you're picking that.
Oh my god, I think I know what you're gonna pick.
I'm taking Ambrosia.
Yeah, oh my
Wow.
god.
It's a hard pick, guys. It's a hard pick. I'm a marshmallow guy.
And mayonnaise? Isn't that what's in it? Marshmallows and mayonnaise?
No, I think it's cottage
I
cheese.
hope there's not mayonnaise in it because that would
No, I
ruin
think
a
it's
lot for me.
It's either cottage cheese or like
All right,
sour
well-
cream.
Let me.
Oh.
So ambrosia is an American variety fruit salad originating in the southern United States. Most ambrosia recipes contained fresh pineapple, canned mandarin orange slices, a mixture of marshmallows and coconut.
Isn't there some sort of like creamy, like cream component to it?
Yeah. I don't know what it is exactly, but I don't actually love it, but I do have it. Like I do eat it.
Sure.
But I was between that and something else I'll say at the end. It's just kind of one of those things where it's like It's always at our. It was always at our Thanksgiving, and my mom always continues to make it, even though our mammy has passed.
Yogurt.
Of yogurt.
So yeah, I'm not ecstatic with that pick, but I kind of, it's kind of
You're throwing
sentimental.
one up to the ones who have passed, and you know what? I respect the nod to the
Yeah,
fan,
I'm giving one to the people that brought us to the dance.
and that's a classy move. It's just I mom sent out the menu. I was looking at that, studying that up a little bit. Ambrosia was one I was not thinking somebody was going to toss up there because that is
That
It's
wasn't
kinda
on the
like-
menu that mom made.
yeah, it'll be there.
It's an acquired taste for sure.
Ambrosia's kind of like it's kind of like the less popular cranberry sauce. It's like it's there. You're not so sure if you're happy it's there, but it's there and it's always there. And there's a comfort in that, but damn.
I don't know if it is always there for other people. I'm pretty sure
No,
it's just for
at
us.
least for us, it's always
Yeah.
I
there.
think it's like a lot of like people's grandparents love ambrosia. It's very much giving like this was like
In the Great Depression.
Depression food. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, very much.
A lot of canned items going into
Canned
a
items,
bowl.
it'll mix okay
And
together.
I guess that's how kind of the end of my draft shook out. Great Depression kind of vibes with the cranberry sauce ambrosia. I don't know. I'm happy to get it. Fifth round pick. Throw something at the win there. So ambrosia is coming to me, and then Nathan, you have a miscellaneous pick. So
Yes.
I'm interested to see if what we just did to Logan kind of screws you up a little bit.
I mean, I did also have a kind of out of the box miscellaneous item, but I was concerned that it would not be allowed, and so I also came up with a couple of alternates.
That's the good attitude to have, Nathan.
Yeah.
Yeah, see.
And in fact, my miscellaneous that I was going to do that was out of the box was going to be something that I distinctly do not like at all, but is very Thanksgiving-y, which was going to be football.
Oh, okay.
Very traditional Thanksgiving activity.
Is
People love to watch it.
Pat Duke, you want to plug the
Yeah, just make sure to tune in to the Thanksgiving morning to the BCL, the third annual BCL Turkey Bowl. We'll be at the Belvedere High School. Somebody's going to tear an ACL. It's going to be great, and it's going to be
Hopefully
good.
it's not us.
You never know. We're having fun though. We're having fun.
we'll be there.
We'll be
Logan,
there,
be there?
not participating, but
No,
we will watch.
We will launch.
Oh, happy to have you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
And okay, but so can't do that. So then I'm really trying to decide between two options. One of which I would be more likely to go with if I had had dinner rolls, which I don't have. And because remember, I'm not just trying to pick each item individually. I'm trying to craft a full culinary experience for you. So you've had the duck that has been stuffed with the stuffing, and you also have a side of stuffing if you want. You have the delicious, creamy, melt in your mouth style potatoes. You have that classic American apple pie. And what goes perfectly with a classic American apple pie, but a nice scoop of ice cream?
Nice.
A la mode. A la mode.
I like that.
So
Vanilla.
vanilla, a classic vanilla ice cream. That's what you got to do with an apple pie.
I will
No,
say something.
I don't necessarily think that ice cream is what people think of as a Thanksgiving dessert. I do think that people associate apple pie specifically with ice cream.
It enhances any pie.
Yeah.
It does.
I-
It does.
I just want to say, Nathan, I think what you did here tonight is a masterclass
Thanks so much.
on drafting, and
It's a classy draft. You had to really
it's a real masterclass, and I hope that everybody in that apartment kind of looks at this and kind of learns from it.
yeah, absolutely. Attitude,
I think
stories.
you guys are stunting my creativity, and
No.
I don't
I just,
appreciate it.
I just like Nathan he knew that he had a creative pick, but he had a backup plan and he rolled with it and he swung out of the park and he nailed it. Like
And he nailed it. He didn't go.
Yeah, because I embarrassed myself first, so he knew he couldn't do it.
Well, you also stole his thing, so he had
So
the right.
not only are you a thief, but you're kind of like a mean thief.
And again, I had multiple other options for miscellaneous written down.
I had other options.
like pecan pie.
No, you didn't.
And
It seems like it was a
Very
pity pick.
sad.
The
Can we
pecan
put
pie
that
was a
tape
pity
back?
pick.
First thing I can think of.
you guys hate that I took turkey, and now I can't be creative, and then you're mad with my backup plan. I can't go with you people.
I don't hate that you took Turkey. I just want to roll that back. I
Yeah,
took Harry Potter in the Harry Potter draft 101, and I got a whole bunch of shit for that. So you're the Turkey, the shit you got for Turkey is warranted, but you have to do it. I get it. All right, Mr. Irrelevant, Patrick, you are up. You have the last pick.
Did you say Mr.
You,
Irrelevant?
you need your second side.
Second
Yeah.
side.
my second side. So
What was your first side? Remind me.
it was
Oh, sweet.
Sweet potato casserole.
sweet potato casserole.
Delicious.
I have sweet potato casserole. I have sweet potato pie. I have chicken, and I have gravy. And I need my one more.
Wait, you
You
have
have
sweet
pumpkin
potato
pumpkin pie.
Yeah, I was
Pumpkin
like,
pie. Pumpkin pie.
Well, the sweet potato pie is also a very traditional Thanksgiving pie.
That's true. But I'm gonna
Double
go.
pie?
I'm gonna go a little. I'm gonna go a carb. I'm gonna go a little southern style piece of bread. I'm gonna give me cornbread. Give me a nice piece of cornbread. You know, that doesn't really make an appearance at our Thanksgiving, but you know, it's delicious. It's a little again. I got a little theme here. It's a little bit my dinner's a little bit on the sweeter side. A little bit on the sweeter side, and you know, a nice old piece of cornbread along with some good old southern chicken with some sweet potatoes along with a little bit of gravy. I mean,
So is your chicken gonna be like Southern's like fried chicken?
no, it would just be a rotisserie
KFC?
chicken. But okay,
I mean, you could. That would be.
but I'm gonna go cornbread, and I'm happy to close it out with that. And I feel very confident. I feel like it's gonna be a run between Nathan and I. I think Duke and Logan, you kind of, you know,
I don't know. We'll
I don't know.
recap.
We'll see who makes the thumbnails and how that works. But you know,
Cornbread. Do you guys wish cornbread made an appearance at the Farley family?
not
I feel,
particularly, no.
Really, I love cornbread. I do think for Thanksgiving.
No.
I do think for Thanksgiving specifically, I do prefer a dinner roll because I think that it pairs better
with this.
with the other. Because like cornbread, I love with like a chili or like a soup or like fried chicken
Or like on like a Tuesday night,
Or-
like casual.
if I'm gonna
yeah, chocolate
incorporate,
chip cookies over here. He's calling.
or if I'm going to incorporate the cornbread into Thanksgiving, I would much rather like a cornbread stuffing.
Right.
Just like I said.
Or yeah, I feel like cornbread with like sweet potato casserole. It's just like a lot of sweet. I'm like, whoa. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
well, let's see what the people decide.
I like cornbread though. I would be thrilled if I sat down at a Thanksgiving meal and there was cornbread there.
But like jalapeno cheddar cornbread, you ever have that? That shit is fire.
Fire!
guys, now is the time. Before we recap what we each drafted, to kind of go over the honorable mentions. Anything that did not make the list that you thought should have made the list, or you had on your list that wasn't drafted.
Macy's thing.
I have a couple. One that was kind of just fun that I was deciding about was one of those little turkey butter sculptures that I think are so adorable.
The turkey butter sculpture.
And had I had dinner rolls, I might have gone with that because you need butter with your dinner roll, but I didn't have dinner rolls.
Yeah, it's interesting that Logan didn't do that. He went with pecan pie in his miscellaneous.
Yeah. I also thought that because Pat, you went with pumpkin pie, I was wondering if for your miscellaneous you were going to go with whipped cream, because that is a really, really classic thing to go with pumpkin.
Yeah. No, I think with the gravy, I think it's just more.
It is.
It's also taking it off the board for you guys.
Correct.
It's if there's no gravy on your plates, my meal seems a little bit more appetizing. Personally.
I do think that one of us had to make sure Duke did not get gravy with the mashed potatoes, because that would have been a dangerous combination.
That would be...
The only thing that I had, and it's not really a Thanksgiving, but when I was looking up like different sides, because we had originally had to pick like 10 sides, which was a lot. I saw this recipe for Parmesan crusted Brussels sprouts, and I was like, yum alert. So that was going to be my next pick because I love Brussels sprouts and I love Parmesan cheese.
I was that's good. I was gonna go an ice cold beer.
Yeah, I was actually wondering if anyone was thinking beverages.
I was because we were gonna do beverages, but like I think that was smart. I think apple cider too.
Yeah.
Apple cider or an ice cold beer. I think football's on. You're cracking a course. It's America.
Yeah.
That was one that I was thinking.
Deviled eggs.
Deviled eggs was one of my.
Oh, interesting. Yeah,
That's-
that's kind of a Thanksgiving thing. A lot of people do that, don't they?
They
Yeah.
do, but I think it's more synonymous with Easter.
Easter.
And as soon as you start bringing the Easter allegations, it's tough to recover that from the draft.
Mhm.
When you start mixing matching holidays, things can get confusing.
I think ham could get away with it, but it's tough with the
Yeah.
deviled egg.
The other dessert that I was talking about that I was between ambrosia was the apple cobbler.
I had written apple cobbler as well, and I had actually asked Logan. Oh my gosh, if that was like, I was like, so would something like apple pie and apple cobbler be allowed separately? I think they would. They're different.
I think they would.
They coexist.
I was going to throw a dangerous one out there, and it might have tanked my draft. But when we were going entrees and things were delivered, I was like, dude, what if I went the unconventional route and threw up Chinese food?
Yeah, that's another one I thought you might do.
I do think that is also more of a Christmassy thing. That is like a kind of traditional thing that people eat Chinese food for Christmas dinner.
But I feel like it's any holiday. Like if you're like a divorce ad or something, it's
exactly.
Like, let's get some Chinese food.
Yeah.
I had McDonald's on Thanksgiving 2 years ago.
That's sad, though. That's sad.
Also, Duke, had you been thinking of lasagna?
I was thinking he was going to go lasagna.
I was thinking you might go lasagna as well, Pat.
Pat, you're a lasagna for Thanksgiving time.
I thought you might do that.
Hey, if there's two things I love, it's lasagna and Garfield, and I hate Mondays.
Hawaiian rolls I thought would get a nod. Cornbread casserole, the Brussels sprouts Logan mentioned, yams, butternut squash.
Squash, yeah, the gourds.
I think this might be a new thing, but candied bacon.
Oh, interesting.
You know what?
And
You know what would have been a good miscellaneous? Cornucopia. Put a nice cornucopia on the.
Oh yeah.
Also charcuterie board.
Charcutes.
Oh man, that would have been a great choice. Yeah.
Charcutes.
Like an appetizer.
Yeah.
That's been an appearance a couple of times at our Thanksgiving.
I think it's making an appearance this year.
Oh. Are you making one, Ben?
I might have to because I love charcutes.
Me too.
We're making. I haven't talked to you about this yet. We're making a fun appetizer. We're doing Aunt Noreen's famous ham pickled cream cheese roll-ups.
I love those.
Pickled
I love those.
So it's a piece of ham, and then you put cream cheese on it, and you take a little pickle and you roll it up.
Oh, ham.
Like pickled ham. I was like, what? How do you even?
Ham makes its way into Thanksgiving in so many different ways. Speaking of, let's go over our lists and kind of, maybe just a sneak peek of what we think, who's in the lead and whatnot. We'll start off with Logue. Logue has turkey, green bean casserole, dinner rolls, chocolate chip cookies, and pecan pie. I have ham, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, ambrosia, and cranberry sauce. Nathan, roasted duck, stuffing, scalloped potatoes, apple pie with vanilla ice cream. And Patrick, roasted chicken, sweet potato casserole, cornbread, pumpkin pie, and gravy. Wow.
I think it's actually, once you listen it out, it's going to be a pretty hard matchup.
I think so too.
Because I think we all have like some real iconic staples in there.
Right. I do think that Logan has the advantage of the turkey because Logan's is the only one that truly, if you listed that to anybody and they had no idea what we were doing, they'd be like, that's a Thanksgiving dinner. I think the three of us, people would be more likely to guess a Christmas dinner than a Thanksgiving dinner because we do not, just simply by not having turkey.
But
I think the gravy, the pumpkin pie, kind of on Patrick's.
That's true.
And then the stuffing from yours, Nathan, I think definitely brings in the Thanksgiving. I got cranberry sauce, so
cranberry sauce, yeah.
It'll be interesting.
I'm excited.
Pretty good. Nathan, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I hope you enjoyed, your first time.
I'm so happy to be here.
And Logan Pat, as always, we will see, what happens. I will say, this is going to be posted on the Instagram. We just ask that you don't, tell your followers or whatever to vote for your specific team because will be anonymous. We've had to put that rule in place for a couple people. So
One person, Logan.
First,
Yeah.
I've never told anyone that.
Logan's a big vote for Team B guy. Vote for Team B guy.
Vote for Team B.
So,
No. I can't
Um,
help that my followers know me so well.
Sure. So I will be making the graphic that has everything. I will just ask one question to Nathan. Did you want just the apple pie with the vanilla ice cream on it in the picture, or do you want those to be two separate? Kind of like,
Oh, interesting.
I feel like that's the only one that has that kind of because
Yeah, I guess.
Pat, I don't
with
think
it-
you want gravy on anything, right?
No, but I'm glad that we're clarifying the thumbnail. So thank you.
I guess with it in the same picture. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Apple pie with the ice cream on the side. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, guys, that is the draft. Thank you guys so much for coming out, and I can't wait for the next one.
Hey.
Make sure to smash that like and subscribe button.
And guys, grab a paddle because we're lost at sea.